Hi, my name is Diana Ferris. Today we're going to talk about how to assign students to take an online assessment. Go to Classes on the left-hand side, and you will see the different classes that this teacher teaches. They have 3 8th grade math classes, and they have 3 algebra classes, a conference, and an advisory period. In order to assign students to a class, use the first icon that says Online Assessment. Click on that, and you're going to select an assessment from the drop-down menu. These are the assessments that are available. If I only want to see campus assessments, I can click in this box and only get campus assessments. I can also get more. If I want to select a different grade, such as an above grade level, I can check on high school. I could select a course. It doesn't have to be a math course. I could select any course. I'm going to select algebra, and then I can select an assessment from the list of assessments that appear at the drop-down menu. I'm going to go ahead and select Mr. Hayes' math test. Then click on Go. If there was a group that had been created by district personnel, I could access that group. Otherwise, I'll want to just access my students, so I'm going to choose My Campus. I can choose Math Grade 8, that was the block that I was in, and that is the subject. Now I'll want to choose the section. So, as I said in the beginning, there were 3 Grade 8 math classes. These are the various sections that I can choose. I can choose all of the students, or I can just choose one section or 2 or whatever I want to do. Now I'm going to have these 2 sections take this particular assessment. So I've chosen the course, I've chosen the sections. As you can see, to complete assignment, click Save. So I'm going to click on Save. This populates the students at the bottom, and I can see the students that are going to take the assessment. I can assign accommodations by using the pencil icon. I can click on the icon and see the designated supports available. I can click on those and save them, and this student would have those accommodations. I can see the user ID. I cannot see the password. If I want the student to take an online bubble sheet, I can use the slider bar and say yes. That way the student will answer the assessment online, but will need a hard copy of the test. I can reassign students by putting a check in the box next to a student's name and clicking on the reassign icon where it says reassign selected students. This will allow students who have previously tested to take the test again. I can also delete or remove selected students through the same process of putting a check by their name and then clicking on the trash can icon, and that would remove these students from taking this assessment. You can see the assigned classes, and you can see the toolbars by each class. In the first class, I've already started the session. In the second class, the session has not been started. You can see the first icon allows me to enter student answers. So to give you an example of that, I'm going to click there, and you can see the different students are listed. I can fill in the answers, type in numeric answers, and if autosave is on, I can simply go to the next student and continue to enter answers. If it is not on, then I will need to click Save at the bottom, and I can click more random students throughout the list. You can click on Next to get to the next student, or choose a student by clicking on the student name and entering the answers for that particular student. Once I've saved, if I want to delete the entire record for this student, I can click on Delete. You can see the answers have been removed, and now I can re-enter the answers and save again if I want to do that. To return to my choices, I can go back to the assignment screen. I can also switch students assigned in a different class. So if another teacher had my students and they're already assigned and I want to switch them to my class, I can use this icon in order to do that. The last one is to unassign an entire class. So if I've assigned this class and I've saved it, and now I've changed my mind and I do not want this class to take this assessment, I can unassign the entire class. I can download the information about my students and this assessment on a PDF or in an Excel file simply by clicking on these icons. Once I've started the session by pressing the green icon, you can see that icon changes to a stop session, and some of the other icons as well have changed. The next one we'll discuss is online proctoring. So if I want to see how my students are progressing, I can click on this icon and see what's happening. You can see the 3 slider bars at the top of the page. I can change this to refresh automatically. I can slide this one to show inactive students only. These are students who have had no activity on the assessment. There may have been a glitch in the system and the student was thrown off the system. The student may have taken a break and not submitted his answers. There may be a variety of reasons why these students are showing up as inactive. In the first case, the student has not resumed this test. The teacher can choose to submit it. The student can restart the test on his own. He has answered 2 out of 4 questions. In the second instance, the student has had no activity in the last 10 minutes or more. Student testing is in progress, and the teacher can choose to resume the assessment. This student has answered only 1 question out of 4. I'm going to slide this back, and I'm going to slide on Allow Reassignments. You can see Reassign is available to these students. The only reassign that is not available is for students who have not started the test. So if I check on Reassign, you will get a warning message. It says check yes to confirm action. This removes all existing information related to this student's assessment, including results. If you really want to have that happen, check on yes. If not, check on no. At the bottom of each student card is a color code allowing the teacher to visually identify what is happening with each student. If the color is red, the student has not submitted the test and perhaps is in a pause. If the color is green, the student has submitted the assessment. If the color is gray, the student has not started the assessment. At the bottom of the cards are options for the teacher to reassign, in some cases to submit the assessment, and for those students who have paused, the teacher may be able to resume the assessment. Other icons that are available once I've started the session include the information and session information. If I click on that, you can see the URL that students will use to log in. You can copy the URL, paste it into your browser, and you can see how students will use that information to log on. You can see the session key. Make sure it matches the session key of what you're on, the username, and the password, and the students from that point will just click on Log In. I can also access the online proctor as well as stopping the session from the information box. Once the test is complete, students have completed all their answers and submitted them, you'll want to stop the session. You can email students their login information, including the URL, as well as their user ID. You can also download the information to a PDF or an Excel file. You can get a list of students who are assigned to take the assessment, as well as a list of students who are not assigned. The last icon allows me to switch students assigned from a different class into my class. So if they've been assigned by Mrs. Jones, for instance, I can change them into my class. On the bottom row, where the session has not yet been started, I can also unassign a class so that no students are assigned to take this particular assessment that are in this class in this section. This is how you assign students to take an online assessment. as well as to enter answers on an online bubble sheet and how to proctor and monitor students as they're taking an assessment. Thank you for your time.